Coach Tom Tieszen, the Spearfish Spartans, had a great season. At one point, ranked number 2 in AA with a regular season record of 6-3 and a playoff appearance. Give us your overall thoughts on the season.
This season was a great season. Not just from the win standpoint, but from the brotherhood standpoint. I was really sad about not making the next round, not even for more football, just for more time with this group of guys, because this group of guys from freshman to senior was just a phenomenal group, and I'm really going to miss them and the things that they've accomplished on the field, but more importantly off the field. So just turned into great young men, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do in the future.
You know, Coach, there's always this thing about East River versus West River, and you beat 4 East River teams this year, and 3 of those were on the road.
Yeah, that was something that our leadership council brought to our mindset coach and then to me in the off season, was that we needed to get better at travel and coming out with some energy in those games. And so we came together, we got some solutions going of what we can do to address that. And I thought that this year we did a great job of really bringing energy and showing the kind of team that we can be, whether we're on the road or at home.
You mentioned your team's chemistry. Talk a little more about that.
They placed a huge emphasis on that in the off season, and you can see it paid dividends this year. The brotherhood, the culture that they've built of everybody supporting everybody. One person wins, we all win, and that's something we really emphasize. Is Monday through Thursday is when that touchdown is scored, and everybody involved Monday through Thursday is important for making that happen. And like I said, they took that initiative this off season to really become true brothers. And we dedicated one day a week out of the summer in order to place emphasis on the brotherhood, and I think it paid off for us.
In your 6 wins, you averaged 30 points a game. Talk about your offense.
Yeah, our offense this year had a lot of great players. Sometimes I didn't put them in the best positions in order to truly showcase what they could do, but we had some phenomenal athletes, all the way from Thomas Hughes, who had 740 all-purpose yards receiving, running, and throwing. Hunter Walters, who had 1,191 yards rushing this year. And then a couple receivers in there, Dylan Doran, Cade Vavruska, and Carson Sire all put up some great numbers and had some great stuff at receiver for us. But, of course, it all starts on the offensive line, and we had 5 starters that were phenomenal, and we had some guys be able to roll in that did a great job. Everybody from our center, Sam Marcus, to our guards, Leighton Loop and Reese Botts, to our tackles, Asher Peel and Matthew Medina, and then a couple guys that rolled in for us, Skyler and Easton Walters, Zaya, and Ben all did a great job rolling in and giving us some valuable minutes when we needed it.
Plus a lot of playmakers on defense.
Yeah, our defense played really well for us this year. Coach Douglas, Coach Harkless, and Coach Powers did a great job of getting their scheme in and getting it to work for us. We had, starting the season, we had Aiden Crott off the edge, and he was a phenomenal player, and that was a big loss for us. But then, our secondary, I think, is one of the best defensive back secondaries in the state, with Cade Vavruska, Carson Sire, Dylan Doran, and then we'd have other guys roll in like Meverden and Graham Hughes. So we just had a lot of playmakers all over, and of course in the middle we had Lathan Lucas, one of the best linebackers I've gotten to coach. So just playmakers all over on the defense as well.
And your thoughts on losing the seniors?
Oh, you never want to lose seniors, right? Because they're the leaders. They're most of them have been with you for 4 years, know what's going on, and this year especially, they are such a great group of guys, great role models. The only thing that makes me happy about that is I know with the culture that we've built, I'm going to get to see those guys in the future, and hopefully I'll get to see a couple of those guys playing on Saturdays.
We get to a lot of practices, and we can see your assistants out here. Boy, those guys do a great job.
Oh, phenomenal. I wouldn't have taken this job if I didn't have complete faith in them and know what kind of guys they were. Offensively, I've got Coach Brady Sudbeck, Coach Norton, Coach Kitefers all helping me out with the offense and do a great job. you can see that when we get our minds together, everything really starts clicking. And then, like I said, on defense, Douglas, Powers, and Harkless have done a great job too. So just great guys, and I want to thank their families for sacrificing the amount of time that it takes to do a good job with this program.
And you have enough numbers to have a JV and freshman schedule.
Absolutely. That was a huge thing for this year, was getting 65 guys on the roster. And it's always nice when you can play people at different levels, playing against their same age competition. It really lets you build the program the way that we want and progress and trust in the process.
Always great to have the fan support too.
Absolutely. This year, the community really bought into what we were doing. We made a point of making community outreach and being involved in the community a big point of emphasis this year, and the community gave it right back. Looking up in the stands and seeing how full they were on a Friday night, is something that you want in a high school. And I think having that support and seeing what these young men are capable of on and off the field is huge.
Coach, talk about your off-season events that help build your program.
Yeah, off season is, a lot of times we say that games are won and lost in the off season. So the seniors and now the juniors going into their senior year are going to be leaders on leading activities and stuff like that to keep that brotherhood and community. But we have events like camps. We have some off-season team building activities that we're planning up. Our leadership council will still meet throughout the off-season to keep things going in the right direction. And so that's something we've really put an emphasis on, is how do we continue this culture into the future.
Coach, talk about that 8th grade commitment day.
Yeah, that's something that Coach Wayman brought in. A lot of teams do it. We placed more emphasis last year on actually connecting the younger guys with the older guys and getting them to know each other throughout that 8th grade commitment day. And then we also just put on, Coach Powers set it up, a 8th grade breakfast. So the juniors and the 8th graders have breakfast together and talk about what it's like to be a Spartan football player and kind of the expectations for that.
Well, congratulations, Coach, on a great season, and we look forward to next year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Spartan athletics across the board, I'm very excited for right now. All of the coaches that we have are doing a great job of bringing enthusiasm and putting the effort in to make some great young men and women in Spearfish.